From a marketing perspective, Companion really knew how to draw in the viewer without giving away too much. You got the idea it involved a human-like robot, and a few messed up scenes, but what we got, a somewhat comedic tale full of unexpected moments, has led to Companion being highly received, and that's for good reason. I think the best thing about this movie is how it doesn't fall into the familiar tropes. The machine with human capabilities, not being too keen on what it's being used for, and inevitably has to fight with the humans for survival. What's different about this is how they go about it. Sophie Thatcher plays the supposed human, and the group of friends along with her boyfriend Josh are headed to a secluded lake house, which takes a nasty turn as the rich owner decides to try and rape her, and in an act of self-defense, she has to kill him. What's unique about this is, as a viewer, you probably know by now she's a robot, and assume this is going to be the plot of the movie, that she's been brought there for that reason, to be assaulted, and she'll have to escape and pick them off one by one. This immediately ends that theory, and the reveal that she's a robot doesn't have the reaction you'd expect. She's not exactly happy about it, the whole fake memory thing, but it's okay as long as Josh still loves her. Problem is, that's not gonna cut it, as not only did she kill somebody, but that was actually the plan. He disabled her non-kill function, so they can raid the big safe in the house and blame it on the malfunctioning robot. This has the expected outcome, she gets free, they go after her, characters still die one by one, but mostly by accident. An unexpected twist is Eli's boyfriend Patrick also being a robot, leading him to be quite devastated when Iris has to kill Eli, and then Josh reprograms Patrick to love him. It's stuff that you don't expect, you really don't know what's gonna happen. The only downside to this is, you end up not caring about them. Not that you're meant to, most of them are still bad, but given it's mainly about money, they don't go beyond what the plot needs of them. Josh is the worst contender, he's confusing. He said he only agreed to the plan thinking the guy was a mobster, but then claims he had the right to do it because he's owed something. The scene when he makes Iris put her hand over a candle is completely out of place. I'm guessing they just did that for the trailer. And the brawl at the end when he takes a cork remover to the head fails to have any kind of impact because they don't really love or hate him. The fight itself was forced too. She had a chance to leave, but then came back to say she doesn't love him, but apparently still does, as she can't kill him until she can. But I guess that's the price you pay for a unique narrative. Josh may have had the only memorable kill in the movie, but the anticipation of what would come next, it made up for it. Not to mention, they really nail the horror comedy aspect. There's lots of comedic bits that really flow nicely. But my favorite part may be when she has to avoid telling what she did to a police officer, but lying is not enabled, so she puts the language in German and says exactly what she did, knowing he can't understand. It's unintentionally comedic, and as far as rules the movie establishes, they are, for the most part, followed.
Terribly ingenious.
The way she makes Patrick turn good again is not just plot convenience, instead utilizing the fact that she can't currently lie due to being reset. And while I definitely could have missed something, I don't see any notable plot holes. Stuff like voice altering comes into play, the ability to change her intelligence. Everything is mentioned for a reason, and they do really get the most out of it. Iris may not be the most fascinating lead, but as a robot who desperately wants to be loved as she's programmed to, and only doesn't when it becomes obvious it's not working out, Sophie Thatcher does give off the appropriate tone. Despite the movie being different, you're not supposed to think that much into it, and it's for that reason I can forgive the shortcomings. If the side characters could have been a bit more interesting, if Josh could have made any kind of sense, it'd be a near masterpiece, and the idea to give away part of the movie's plot at the beginning doesn't really do any good, because Iris does do just that, and I don't know what it benefits, especially because she repeats it at the end, so that's pointless. But overall, Companion is still pretty damn good. Definitely not for everybody, but if you're into this kind of thing and you want a different take on it, this is the movie you definitely should check out. A tad bit overrated, but not by much. If you can handle that opinion, consider hitting the like button down below, and subscribing if you enjoyed. Also check out the gaming channel for the same content with games, link in the description. I'm the Analyst, and remember kids, killing somebody is always illegal, even if they're a mobster.